And Jericho is a breatharian. He doesn't even eat or drink. However, Jericho, we don't have time for you in this short time frame because you want to give him time? All right.
Thank you for clarifying that. Thanks for that great introduction. I'm honoured. Seriously, I'm honoured.
We don't have time to have
all right. I want to talk to you guys about the stats. You have these great people, fantastic people with all these stats. But the problem is that you guys were so bored with it, most of you were asleep. All right? So I want to know how serious you guys are about saving the planet.
Yes.
It doesn't look real serious to me because we have a crisis on our hands. Where's the guy? You, excellent stats. You know, with the warming stuff. I'm not very clever, so I'll just say warming stuff. Alright? That's what we're up against. We don't have time. So what's more important, saving the planet or keeping your cooked treats? Because vegan food, all this saving the planet, go vegan stuff, it contradicts itself because you're still using valuable resources, making packaging, ink, there's still factories pumping out the pollution, and the same companies, and this is a fact, I'm not very clever, but you can trust this one. This is a fact. The same companies that make your vegan foods, your vegan burgers, are owned by the same companies that make the real thing. So people really need to watch what they eat. And I also say, before I get beat up, I also say, it's not about saving the planet, it's about saving society. And we need to focus on our health. When we focus on our health first, we will save the planet. It's a given, it's automatic. Because we won't be devaluing our bodies, devaluing our souls, our connection with nature, connection with the universe. And that's what we're doing by eating our cooked treats. We're lowering our consciousness and we're insulating ourselves from the connection between the universe. That's why we do these crazy things. It really is. We shouldn't even be talking about this. But because we're so dumb as a society, we're so dumbed down. We're doing these wars, fighting, hating each other. It's crazy. When you eat meat, you become so aggressive. You are what you eat. I say, at least, if you're really serious about making a change, at least fruitarian. Where's the 150-year-old raw food guy?
He had to go.
Is he gone? Okay. Get in touch with him, or you can get in touch with anybody at SMTV. Go to the SMTV website and stuff. They've got valuable information. They've got incredible shows introducing people that are doing the same thing. At least fruitarian, because at least with your waste you can compost it. I'm going to walk around so people don't fall asleep. At least you can compost it. Put it in the backyard. Maybe even grow a tree and get free food. Free packaging. Local. Semi-organic. You know, but we're so darn greedy, we have to cook and manufacture taste. We've got our laboratories called the kitchens. We have all our formulas to create. We've all the spice racks in your fridge. You go in your fridge, you got spread, you got butter. What the heck is that? Huh? You got butter that sets hard if you go out in the cold. It sets hard in your body. That's you get blocked arteries. Because this stuff sets hard. It reacts to temperature once it's in your body. That's how people get blocked up and obese and all kinds of stuff, you know. So it's very important that we really think. Do we have time?
Yeah.
Woo! Do we have time for the planet?
No.
We don't. So what are we messing around for? What are we messing around for? Go vegan, go fruitarian, cut out all this stuff. You can go fruitarian or go breatharian. I say breatharian, but it's another story. But fruitarianism it's a job. It's hard. It's incredibly hard. But you're rejuvenating yourself. You know, we're so dumbed down. When you was in your mother's wombs, your mother was eating cooked food, so you were cooked food. So basically, it's that deep. That's how hard it's going to be to get off it. The food industry knows this. That's why it puts sugar and salt in everything. So you remain addicted. You remain numbed down. Then we have to have these talks with these boring stats, talking about warming and stuff, and figures, numbers, and all that stuff. You know? We don't want to hear it, but it's a consequence. We need to see this stuff because it's a consequence of what we've been doing because of our mental and physical state. And we need to wake up quick. We need to get serious. Do I want to remain addicted, or do I want to liberate myself? We want to look at our health. We want to get active, get walking, get fit, get running, get training. And you all need to hire me as your personal trainer. Alright? But that's another story. But seriously, you all need to do that. You don't have to pay a single thing. You get out and walk shopping, carry grocery bags. That's a workout. Go garden intensely. That's a workout. Anything's a workout.
How long have you been without food and drink?
Just over a year.
Really? A whole year?
Yes.
No substance at all?
No, yes.
No substance?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Spit.
Spit?
My saliva. I swallow every 10 minutes maybe. That's a natural thing. So maybe I'm not a breatharian because I have liquids. That's definitions for you. Huh? So, but no, it's not amazing. It's going back to our original state. Because previously I was fruitarian, then liquidarian, and then breatharian. The whole thing is like 15, 16 years.
You should pretend you are doing hunger strike in front of the...
You think?
You tell me I was eating for a year.
That's an idea. That's an idea.
Maybe you eat before and then go the whole year hunger strike.
I did eat before. That's just a good idea. We'll try that.
I get a company for profit.
Cheaper? Do you realise breatharianism? It cuts out all of that. You don't have to look at any stats any longer. You don't have to be any longer. It cuts out the need for anything. Seriously. You don't have to, nothing. You don't have to buy anything. Deodorants, makeup is all a product of cooked foods. The destructive results of cooked foods. That's why I look terrible. Why? Because you're eating crap food. So you make up to give yourself some kind of complexion. Lipstick. But it's true. Deodorant. Oh, I stink. Why do you stink? Because you got cooked food stuff coming. Your body's trying desperately to clean itself. You know, your body. You don't feel pain now. You think you're not sick because your body is desperately working overtime while you're sleeping every minute of the day, making sure you don't feel pain. But your body's feeling pain. Your soul is feeling pain. But you don't feel it, so you think everything's okay. You have a veggie burger, and everything's okay. But what the heck is a veggie burger? When's the last time you saw a veggie burger tree? Or a Krispy Kreme tree? Pizza tree? You don't get it. It's not us. It's not our nature. It's man-made. We thought that up, and we're so stupid we didn't think of the consequences. But we're too addicted to stop. Now we're in this situation. Animals being used for food, being killed for food needlessly because of our greed and our desire for satisfaction and taste. Because you put a slab of meat on a plate raw with nothing on it, most people won't eat it. Alright, most people won't even look twice at it. You put a raw potato on a plate with nothing on it, no seasoning, most people will be like, oh, are you crazy? You know, unless you go in the laboratory, you put all your spices, your herbs, your sauces on it, cook it, change it from what it was in the first place, so your body doesn't even want to know it even more. Because when you put cooked food, and you can check this on the internet, when you put cooked food in your body, alright, the body sends out its white blood cells, alright, to attack it because it thinks it's an enemy. That alone should tell you something. Don't put it in your body anymore. It's bad for me.
Jericho,
I know, I've got to go. See you.
one last thought. Any last thought? Any last word?
My last word is to take. We saw when we first came. It was my first time in Denmark, and we saw a placard. These protesters, all this stuff, and the placard said, what did it say? It said, blah blah blah, take action. That's my last word for you guys. Blah, 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 take action. You know, I said a bunch of stuff, right? Do I have to stand up or sit down?
No.
All right. You know, I said a bunch of stuff, right? Well, on a more serious note, I can't say that stuff without providing a solution. So what I want to leave myself open to is like a question and answer, is that all right? Mm-hmm. On how to make a start, how to take action if you're from ground zero. So if anybody has any questions, you may speak. Like how do you go fruitarian? You know, what's the first start? What should I expect?
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
Yeah, will you talk to us about the mental addiction? In other words, if you're a breatharian and we've been raised all of our lives to think that we need to eat food for energy, will you, and that by your presence here, that idea goes out the window as fundamentally false. So would you talk to us about the mental addiction to the idea of food?
Everything is based...
Excuse me, 1 minute. You have to give him speaking time.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you.
No, but every time a minute is over, one of his candles is taken away, right? He has to take it down.
It's melting. Put it on the ground, and then it's done.
So
All right.
I take it time?
Yeah,
You just
take me. And
three,
Oh, okay.
In my opinion, everything in our society is based on cooked foods. It's based on cooked foods. Alright? Everything, every assumption, because we don't know anything else. Every test on humans is done on cooked food humans. So we don't know anything else. So scientists are going to say, well, you need energy to do this. That comes from foods, and you have this food to get better. Have this food because it's got more protein. You know, but the question I want to pose to people is, how do you know, like that food we ate there, how do you know that your body is using it? How do you know? How can we pick up a spring roll and say, there's X amount of protein in this, there's X amount of carbohydrates in this, there's X amount of fats in this. You just try. There's X amount of fats in this. How do you know? How do you know your body's in the condition to use it? How do you know your body recognize it to use it? We talk about bodybuilders a lot. We talk about bodybuilders a lot. We talk about bodybuilders a lot. Capitalism, that's what it is. We talk about bodybuilders a lot, and these guys have it to a T, perfect. They eat and they eat and they eat and they get big, and they think they're growing big muscles. But they're not. They're really inflamed. It's inflammation, and what they do, they get toxic with all this cooked food, because cooked food is acidic. So they say it's acidic, and they know that if they drink a whole bunch of water, they're going to blow up and get bigger, look huge. Because if you see them in the off season, they're basically obese. And if you see them when they're ready for the competition time, what do? They go raw. And they stop eating altogether, but they know not to go small or too small or to go raw for too long, because they will lose the definition and everything else. So they know it. But we talk about energy from food. How many times have you been to Christmas, Thanksgiving, and had a whale of a time, and then had to unbutton the trousers and just go, you know? It's not energy. If it was energy, you'd be leaping tall buildings. You know, people wouldn't be obese. They'd be champion athletes, world-class athletes. There would be no need for steroids.
Jericho, they can steal mind.
Of course it does, because the whole purpose, it's our downfall in the very first dinner time. Pleasure.
Yes, it's pleasure.
Pleasure.
Would it be better to be alone?
We're addicted to pleasure. No, we just stop what we're doing. Grow some kahunas and stop what we're doing.
No, but I mean to make a transition. Would it be better to go and medicate?
You can't. Not everybody has that luxury. I didn't have that luxury. And if
Continue to work.
yes, of course.
Would you give her some speaking time?
Of course.
Well, can't even ask questions.
No.
Wow.
Only when you have speaking time.
I just don't know how to get. I'm sitting here eating brownies, and how do I get to be a breatharian from here? Tell me the steps. And it's for me, it's mental. For me, it's mental.
Breatharian, you cannot teach Breatharianism. It's a spiritual calling, a very personal spiritual calling. Give me my candle back.
It's already burned.
My journey is my personal journey given to me by the universe, in my personal belief, all right? For my own journey to walk, all right? And everything that I have to learn is taught to me, given to me by the universe, and I have to listen. My guide is my intuition. I believe my intuition is my soul, and my soul is what takes over. Because in our world, in our society, because we eat cooked food and we self-medicate with cooked food, we're governed by our body and our mind's needs, our addiction. That's what's controlled. That's what's controlled by us. All right. That's how we live. What do we do at breakfast time? Run to the table, get cornflakes. What do we do at lunchtime? Oh, I've got to get a sandwich. What do we do at evening time? What do we do when we have a wedding? Our whole society's time revolves around food and eating food. Just like this was. All of this was revolved around food.
Can I ask a question?
Let me finish 1 second before I forget, because I'm not very clever. In fact, I nearly forgot it already. But all of this revolves around food, and instead of us thinking, well, you know what?
It's fun.
If we get rid of food altogether, it's going to solve the whole problem. Now, it's fun, which is why I said, what do you want to do? Have fun, short-term fun, or have a long-term life? That's the biggest problem we have. The biggest problem we have is we're too preoccupied with having fun. We're not serious about this. If we're falling asleep,
But how were you before?
Me?
Before you...
Oh, I was terrible. I was eating cooked foods, I was eating meats, I was eating everything.
So you said it takes a steel mind to go there, but also
Yes.
steel minds comes from it, right?
Huh?
So you said...
Not this one.
No, a steel mind doesn't come from it at all.
So the steel mind has to be there to get
No,
there, right?
Take one from him.
the steel mind thing is your intuition. Is your intuition. It comes from the universe.
So you mean everybody has the steel mind, and whenever you feel the intuition to go there, then it's your time to go.
Yes, exactly.
If you don't feel it, you just don't.
It's just not your time.
Yeah.
Your life, my personal opinion, that your life is already mapped out. You just have to have the whereabouts to be aware of your next steps. See?
So you see, I created this because people are not attentive, they are not listening, they are just egos and want to talk. And so this is a very harsh game. When he wants to ask him a question, it's an interruption, so the whole minute immediately goes away and he gives it to you, and already my minute is up.
Freaking chair. We'll split it.
Man, if you want to. So, is it me, still me, or?
I'm confused now.
Okay. All right, I was. All right.
gotta give a candle to somebody.
No, he's
Now, how did he get a candle?
It is a sharing, caring, daring, co-creation, empowerment game. Yes,
There you go.
Jericho, he's saying that you're a breatharian, but the rest of the world solve the global warming issue we have right now.
That people have to, if we want the masses to go vegetarian or vegan, that we have to start from somewhere. Whereas if we told them go breatharian now, they'll think we're crazy. So what's your take on that? Do you think we have to go start at some level?
No, it starts.
I think you're so right, Mark, when you say that when you tell other people, they'll think you're crazy. But in my opinion, if I cared about that, I would not be where I am today. I think it's with such a critical thing like the planet you're living on being destroyed in a matter of how many, very few years. I think we need to make decisions of what we are willing to do. If we're willing to party all night, extreme example, but if we're willing to have a good time and let the planet go to heck, then so be it. But if we...
Do you think we have to start, say, letting people go vegan?
I think there needs to be options. I think there needs to be options. There needs to be options where people can choose where to go.
You got to give your candle.
I think there needs to be options for people to go, more options. I think to say go vegan is great, it's a great thing, but people don't know that there's other options, and with the urgency of this, I think they need to. And I personally think that if you're really serious, I'm going to speak my mind, and I think that the truth of the matter is that we're going soft on people. We're going soft on people. We got into this situation because of our own greed in the first place. So I think that needs to be...
Can I say something?
Of course.
Does that mean I can talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just gave me.
No. Every time you talk to us,
Okay.
Not on to again.
I just wanted to say on that point, or I'll forget it, about the being soft on people. But I'm not clever at all, actually. But, okay. But I just know from, like, say, with my mum or family or friends or something, like, it's like a process. Like, if I just rang up my mum and said, "Mum, you got to stop eating today and be breatharian," she'd be like sending the police over to Europe to bring me home to put me in the mental home in Australia. I'm sure about that. So if I said to my mum, listen, we can cut out meat and you can become a vegan. Actually, my mum is actually already vegetarian, but just an example. I could say we could cut out meat and, you know, swap the protein here for the protein that, because she already believes about nutrition. I fully agree with what Jericho says about nutrition and the mind and everything, but I feel that, like, I couldn't just tell anyone to be breatharian. Sure. Who gets a kid?
Yeah, you have to put it down when you talk.
I put one down.
Did he put one down?
you did.
That's my last kid.
My opinion on that is you're so right, and that's where our society is. We don't want to give these things up. We don't want to give up our pleasures, even if it means the earth disappearing. How is it so crazy to say if... I'll answer this in two parts. How is it crazy to say, okay, listen, we need to do this, or the world's going to end, the world's going to go to you know where, you know? How is it to say, oh, well, you know, I can't do that, I've got to do, you know? The second part is that there isn't much difference from saying, well, look, because I wouldn't even tell people, anybody that really knows me would know that I do not promote breatharianism. Anybody that knows me knows that I wouldn't just say, hey, go breatharian tomorrow.
He has no more candles. Now what do we do? Because we got somebody that wants him asking him talking.
If anybody wants to hear him still talking, you have to give him a candle. If not, somebody else will talk.
Thanks. Thank you. I think he's got a question, right? Oh, thank you. These lovely people. Checks in the mail.
You can't give him. You can
only give the counted.
No, and we have.
Oh, they are counted.
Excuse me, we have inflation now.
Yeah, we have inflation.
Capitalism, inflation.
We only have 30 candles for 30 minutes. You can change the rules of the game and not take another 100 candles out of the box.
We have the U.S. government right here. Printing candles.
Oh man, you're a star.
No, you can't do that.
Trade. You can't do that. I mean, this is.
We have one question, right? Or were you finished?
Yeah, I was halfway through, so let me just finish, Prof. Like I'm not very clever. So,
Never preach Breatharian.
right. So I wouldn't even tell people to go Breatharian tomorrow because it is not possible to go Breatharian tomorrow. People, I'm not insulting you. People usually say that when they want to defend themselves. Oh, well, I can't tell people to go Breatharian because they'll get you tomorrow. No, tomorrow. It's crazy to think that. If you need a process, it is crazy to think that. It's crazy to think people could even go fruitarian in a day. Absolutely crazy. If you need a process, you've got how many? I'm 39. All right. You have. Before I was even out of my mother's womb, I was getting cooked food. So how the heck am I going to go fruitarian or breatharian in one day? I would say, to answer your question, I would say, well, listen.
It's better.
Is it quieter? I would say to transition to fruitarianism. You know, then follow your intuition, follow various steps, cleansing. This is why I wanted to approach this way, so people could know. So it's not just about, getting to this breatharian. It isn't about that. It's what I was saying to you is peeling away the various layers, from day one and working towards it.
So go vegan first, right?
From if that's what you need, that's what you need. But have a goal in mind to get serious. Because you tell people to go vegan, and what are they going to do? They'll still be eating vegan junk foods, chips, biscuits, cookies.
No.
All that stuff. They're not going to go, all of them are not going to go for the healthy alternatives. We have to be real here. We have to have a goal in mind, a direction, a destination to go to. Otherwise, we're just going to be in the same situation that we've always been in. Just coasting along, waiting for something to happen, and then, a tsunami somewhere, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Without taking any action, because you know what? It's over there, so it's okay, it doesn't affect me. Whereas we all need to collectively make an effort as a globe, as human beings, as residents of the earth, to make a consistent change. And it's all about working towards a goal. If breatharianism is that goal, then fine, because a lot of people are guided by the universe in that direction. And a lot of people are guided by the universe to fruitarianism. A lot of people are guided to go in between veganism and fruitarianism. It's all where you're at any given moment, any given time. So it's not a matter of saying, okay, Mum, you've got to go this.
Okay, question here?
I'm sorry, I rambled too long.
It's not really a question. I never actually. This is the first time I have ever. This is the first time I've ever heard of breatharian. No, it's fine. I don't need. And I just thought that the idea was called anorexia, but it's okay. And I just only want one thing from each of you. I want you to promise me today, after the whole workshop, that you will continue working on this issue. And I hope next time when I see you, we are talking about the same issue, the same journey, and the same destination we are going forward. Thank you.
I have.
Yeah, why not? I just had to ask Jericho. There's a stomach built into the body.
It's what?
There's a stomach built into the body.
Stomach.
What's it there for?
Yeah.
What is it there for here?
It's to.
No, microphone.
I don't know what it's there for, but what it's used for is to fill up with cooked food, or fill up with whatever you put in your mouth. Whatever you put in your mouth, that's what it's there for. If you stop doing that, then it shrinks and disappears. It's no longer there. You create the need for everything in your body. That's my experiences of it. People think, oh, well, I've got teeth, so I must be able to eat meat. I must be a meat eater. People say the whole stomach thing, the whole, digestive system thing. But we're filters at the end of the day. We're filters. We're human filters. We take in things, we absorb it, we do whatever we need to do with it, and that's it. We carry on with our lives. Just because we have misused our bodies doesn't mean to say that what we're doing is right. It doesn't mean that at all. Just because we have stomachs, thank you, buddy. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean drinking alcohol is right. They say, well, if you drink beer, it reduces heart attacks. Does that mean it's right? Right to do? No, it doesn't mean it's right to do. That's my answer to that question. I hope it's answered your question. It probably hasn't, but I hope it's given you some kind of response. Because it's a common question, a very common question, and I don't know what anything is used for because I'm just getting back to my original state myself. I can't look within my body and say, right, this is here, this is there. I don't have X-ray vision. It's not my job to question, it's my job to live. If I live a healthy life, I don't need to...
Thank you.
If I live a healthy life in my original state in the first place, I don't have to worry about what my stomach's there for, or what's being used for what. We have a gross habit of manufacturing things, and we have a gross habit of analysing things, destructing it, taking it apart and analysing it and dissecting it and just trying to see how it works. We don't really need to do that. We just need to live loving lives, looking after people, making sure our communities are safe, the earth is safe, animals are safe, our families are safe. Really and truly, that's all it boils down to. Love? Yeah, love.
No.
Can talk?
Yeah, she's a nutritionist, so maybe she has something to say.